Hello, board members for North Carolina Education for Older Adults. My name is Shakia Glover, and I'd like to discuss the digital literacy gap between older adults in North Carolina. While the world increases in advancement in technology, the shift to digital literacy from traditional literacy has left a glaring gap in some groups. One group that seems to have been affected by the digital literacy gap is older adults, as mentioned before. Challenges with digital literacy prevent some older adults from doing day-to-day activities, such as making appointments, buying necessities, and even voting. The topic caught my attention when I was listening to a news podcast one morning, and a story about a voting poll volunteer really caught my attention. She faced charges on more than one occasion because she was helping people at the voting polls. The story also talked about how some individuals have challenges when reading and requesting help since voting ballots. The story also talked about how some individuals have challenges with reading and requesting help since voting ballots could be a sensitive subject. There are conflicts and some are subject to influence. I think having a way to fill out their ballots, even when with reading challenges, would be good for both the voter and the volunteer. So these voting issues came from a lack of digital literacy between older adults. Some older adults don't know how to use the devices or to vote, but use those devices that are needed to vote and do other important errands. Another discussion or challenges that older adults face, they became more and more prevalent to resolving these issues because some older adults are still preferring traditional ways of literacy. Even so, older adults should be able to benefit from what digital literacy has to offer. Best of all, digital literacy can be mobile, so adults will have issues with different kinds of devices in different places. The issues the adults face because of literacy gap includes health issues and social isolation. There's a report by IMSERNSO that shows 15.6% of people aged between 65 and 74 are connected to the internet. And this could become a real issue for Telegraph as Telegraph grows, because if we're connected to the internet and don't know how to use the internet or can't get in touch with doctors and counselors when needed, just because of a digital literacy gap, that could become a problem for some of those groups. This shows both the benefit of addressing the issue by trying to get them up to par remotely, up to par on digital literacy, and how much of an issue we truly see in telehealth, and that could help the elderly access medical help when they are able to drive, when they're not able to drive and don't have anyone to drive for them. They could even access mental health by way of telehealth. There are even existing programs that provide free programs that help other adults. So that's something to consider, that this problem does indeed exist because of existing programs that are already there. In a public setting, elderly individuals are subject to social isolation as digital devices are widely used in grocery stores, banks, and even entertainment venues. Some may think that older adults experience a gap in digital literacy on their own accord. Individuals may not want or are not capable of learning new literacies, even with new and existing solutions. Designs that focus heavily on barriers may be marginalizing for older adults, and this speaks directly to the capability of older adults and displays the alternative view that they are less capable. So that's a conflicting view of this issue, is that some older adults have issues with digital literacy because maybe they are reluctant to change, or they have their own obstacles to overcome that they may not want to overcome. To address those who have alternative views, such as this viewpoint about whether it's self-infliction for this digital literacy gap, I point back to the transmedian theory principle one. When a solution is designed to address different ways to learn and interpret information, you have a greater chance of reaching those with the biggest opportunities. In conclusion, I propose that we make a 7-week program that takes a trans-meeting approach. This will include a structured program that shows the benefits of digital literacy and assists with learning. This program should be in different modes, such as one-on-one training, pre-recorded videos, and practice software. This will allow the program to reach different learners, and they will be able to use their interpretations as it relates to becoming digitally literate. The significance of my analysis of the program is that some elderly could achieve an overall better quality of life if this issue is addressed. If this issue goes without being addressed, we risk the opportunity to show inclusion and support for older adults as well as their contribution to future literacies. I look forward to talking more with you about the 7-week program that we could bring to the board.